that flyer and got to the bottom, they always laughed at that. They always laughed and said, dark sticky supper fun. Yeah, I want some of that. And I was like, so I took note of what I wrote right away. And then later that became Dark Sticky Vampire Fun, which was actually on, some of my shirts and my merch at the time. And then beyond that, it just became Dark Sticky Fun, and that was kind of the evolution of how, I became the master of all that is dark and sticky, is that I created Dark Sticky Fun, and that's what I talk about in my stage shows, and that kind of carries over into the movie roles that I do too, because it's all a lot of horror and sci-fi and kind of the midnight movies, cult movie kind of feel to all of those things, and that's been really fun. So that kind of became my brand of all the stuff I was doing. It was dark and it was sticky and it was fun. So there it was.
Now, what do you have, or what is your, routine coming up in the near future, doing performances? Where are you going to be playing at?
I'm working on some stuff now. I can't talk about it. We're working on some theater shows and some other shows with some music involved and stuff. And I can't. You'll have to have me back on in a little while. We're planning that out right now, and they don't want me to really announce anything quite yet. But I'm working on that. I'm also working on some other, booking some performances that go all the way, into next fall, into the Halloween season and things like that. Right now, I've been out, still promoting Dark Relm, and then we're rolling out. We're just on the beginning of the rollout on the Devil Frame, and that I think that's going to do really great for Rob and for the rest of us in the film. So you'll be hearing more about that, and I'll be coming back on, as they get it all put together with what's going to happen with that. We actually have something planned that I'll definitely want to come back and announce at some point that actually Rob and I have been working on. We're cooking it up, and it'll looks like it's going to involve both Dark Relm and the Devil Frame, but I can't say anything more than that right now.
Interesting. Now, the Dark Relm, where can they find that?
Dark Relm you can find it's on Amazon Prime Video. So if you want to go watch the movie, Dark Relm is right there. You can see it's my illusion show mixed with a horror story. So you get both in one place. It's really, really different, really cool, really unique. And if you want to see a highly stylized, gothic and horror illusion show that is set within a horror film, so it's groundbreaking that way. No one's ever made anything like Dark Relm, and it's kind of inspired really by the 1970s movie by Herschel Gordon Lewis, the Godfather of Gore. There's a movie called The Wizard of Gore, and it's loosely based on that. It's inspired by that, is what I like to say, So, but it's a very different way to see my illusion show. So if you're interested to see some of my acting work and my illusion show all in one go, that would be Dark Relm, and that's on Amazon Prime. And if you'd like to get the DVD of that with all of its dark, sticky extras, there it is again, then you can get the DVD from me on my website, fitzgeraldrealm.com. It's in the store on fitzgeraldrealm.com, and you can get the DVD right there. I'll even sign it for you.
Oh, wow. And can you get T-shirts and stuff like that, too, if I remember right? Or you did have?
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. There's other things in the merch store on fitzgeraldrealm.com. There's a couple of different T-shirts, and there's a mug we've got in there with a logo. There's some photos. There's some other fun in there for you. So if you want to get, there's a great Dark Relm shirt that's very popular that goes along. You can get the T-shirt and the movie. And then there's another shirt with a logo on it from the show. So there's a couple of different things in there, and I'm always adding things all the time. I run a lot of things through the Facebook page, to a lot of different online promotions for merch and things like that aren't always in the store. Sometimes you have to watch the page to see what's rolling through there, because there are either limited editions or aren't always in the store because they're on a separate web-based store.
Interesting. The two photos you sent me signed, I really appreciate that. Occasionally, because my studio's out of my house, occasionally I get people over, once in a while I get a guest, that lives in the area, so they come into my studio to do the show. The first thing they do is they go and look at those pictures. I mean, and they just will stare at them. I want to thank you for, sending me those.
Well, thank you. I mean, you've had me on so many times. The least I can do. I mean, I really appreciate it. So I'm glad, and I hope you get plenty of people going in, going, "Who the hell is that dude?"
Well,
I hope that works. I want to come in sometime. One of these days, when I'm out on tour or something, I've got to come by and do an in studio with you, because that would be great fun.
Oh, yeah. My studio it's a scaled down version of a regular radio station. Actually, I got more equipment than a lot of radio stations have in here.
I've seen it. People can go, if they want to see some of the video and pictures you have of that. It's on your Facebook page. You should go like his page for Night Dreams Talk Radio and go look at that. And you can see he's got stuff posted from the studio in there, which I thought was really cool. I was looking at that like right around the time we first did the show. I was, checking out the page and everything, and you had already had some video of you in the studio up there, and I thought that was really cool that to actually get to see it, even though I was just, calling in. I could see where you were broadcasting from.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. I have a regular. Well, been adding as the show keeps growing. I have to keep adding stuff. I got a big server case, that is enclosed with a bunch of servers and audio equipment. I have 2 broadcast consoles set up. In case one goes down, and I don't have time to fix it, I just kind of go over to another chair, and I got a duplicate set up over there. It makes it kind of interesting. A lot of people, don't realize what's involved. I guess I could have gone to Walmart and bought a $12 microphone and done a show like some, but I'm an old time, broadcaster. So I just like everything done to give the best sound, and what can I say?
There's no way you would go to Walmart and do that.
Well, there's a lot of people that do.
No, you're not going to do that at Walmart. Maybe on Amazon, they have some good mics on there. But, you want good stuff. You want good equipment. You want good sound quality. So that's great. And then the only other thing you really have to add now is that cage with the go-go dancer in the corner of the studio to keep you entertained while you're entertaining the rest of us. So we're all good then.
Well, I think my wife would divorce me because, like I said, my studio is in the house. And
you think she might put the kibosh on?
Yeah, especially because knowing me, the go-go dancer would be topless in a cage.
Yeah. There you go.
And then I would forget where the microphone is because I'd be sitting there looking at the cage. So, that would be really bad because how could I interview somebody if I'm not paying attention to what they're saying?
That sounds like a train
wreck.
Well,
it could be a little distracting. Distracting,
Yeah.
Maybe during interviews she pulls a little curtain and the curtain drops in front of the cage, and then, they put it up again, during the commercial break where you can relax and enjoy the view again for a moment.
I don't know. If they dropped the curtain, I'd be so trying to sneak over to take a peek because I wonder what's going on. I don't know. If my wife was listening to this, I'm going to sleep tonight on the couch.
With one eye.
Oh, no, you just blame it all on me. That's what I'm here for. Just blame it on me. Just say, it's that guy with all his dark, sticky fun. It's his fault.
Yeah, I guess I could, but I know my wife.
Yeah, there you go. It's all good. It's all good. I'll have a chat with her. I'll write you a note. It'll be good.
Of course, at my age, I'll be honest with you, the last motorcycle I bought was 2 years ago. And, if I had a choice, between having sex or having the motorcycle, which one would win. It's nothing like 2 wheels.
Here's where my mind immediately goes, can't we have both at once? That's where immediately my mind goes. I want both at once. I want sex on the motorcycle. Doesn't have to be moving at the time. That might be a challenge. But, sex and the motorcycle all at once, yeah.
No, I'm too old. At my age, it's starting to get a challenge just to get on the bike and ride it. But I'm funny, if I had a choice of the most beautiful girl or the most beautiful Harley, the Harley is going to win. That's the way it is. I'm sorry.
Well, you need yourself a nice Harley Quinn on your Harley bike, man. Come on.
Of course, you're lucky. I see these photographs of all these assistants and people coming up and greeting you after the show. Hey, man, you're lucky. If a woman,
thank my gorgeous audience that loves to come out to my weird ass shows. I love those guys, and they are awesome. I have to say that's one of the great perks of my gig is I get to meet a lot of people, and I get to meet a lot of very lovely ladies that I have worked with and that I know, and that come out and see the show, and friends and stuff like that. So, yeah. But thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of we wind up getting a lot of really great photos that I love to go on and share on social media and stuff.
So you know what's really bad, guys, and I'm going to say it, being a talk show host, right? And I get a lot of fan mail, but I had this one lady that had a crush on me, and then she started sending me nude photos through the email. You know what? Maybe I would have been, flattered, but she was close to 70, and I'm starting to thinking, oh wow, I don't, if she would have been 30 or 40, I would have been really excited and think, wow, flattered. But somebody 70 years old or close to it, I mean, come on.
We see that's where, when I lead you in a conversation saying, yes, sex on the Harley would be great, that might get you some of those other photos coming in.
Yeah. Of course, occasionally my wife does, respond to a lot of my fan mail for me. I don't know.
Now, did you find those photos come in, or did she find them come in? Because that's interesting, too.
No, I actually found it, and I tell you what, it really depressed me.
Yeah.
Being in radio long as I have, I remember those other type of pictures, or fan mail. But when you start getting like a senior citizen, then you start getting fan mail from the nursing home. I've seen all kinds of stuff come in, and I'm just flattered they're paying attention. So I just leave it there. Well, I'm happy long as I don't have to pay my listeners to listen. I'm excited that they're listening.
There you go. Well, you've got tons of listeners now. I mean, your audience is growing all the time. I'm always thrilled you come back to me and you tell me, oh, man, this last time we were on and stuff, we had great numbers and everything, and it's always growing for you. And you're going out on further and further on other stations, other platforms. So I'm thrilled for you, and I'm thrilled the show's going. So you'll have all kinds of fan mail after this. Remember, just after mentioning this, you're going to get all kinds of hinky stuff coming in your email now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I sure
he is.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what type, but
we're good. I'm going to want to hear about it next time I'm on. I'm going to want a fan mail report. Yeah.
Now, James, before I cut you off here because the time is almost up, do you have any more questions for Ron?
No, I think that covers it all. He even covered some I was going to ask, so I'm good with that. Thanks a lot, Ron. Nice talking to you.
Well, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming in with your questions and stuff and hanging with us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, James, go eat some cornflakes.
I think I will. Hey, you guys have a great night.
Okay, James, you take care.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
But anyway, yeah, I'm just amazed, that, what you do. Don't you have a cult following you? I mean, of fans?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. Yes. There's people that follow me. I mean, because, I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, back, when I was doing my cable television show, Fitzgerald Is, which is, it was YouTube before there was YouTube. It was like we were making stuff in local cable studios and things like that, and we did that here out of the Chicago area, and that thing became a big cult hit. Then we're going to be putting it on YouTube later this year. For those that remember it and those that never saw it, it'll be interesting to see how the people who never saw it at the time react to it now, 20 some years later, as we roll it out. But it'll be fun to put some of that stuff up there because it's something that I wanted to go and get back and share with the people who were there for it and share with the new audience that's out there. So yeah, there definitely is that because of what I do, because of horror films and the Dark Illusion show. You get that kind of crowd, and you get people that are interested in you for that. And it's interesting because I figure, my whole career has been kind of a cult romp through the underground of entertainment, and since I've been doing film now, I'm becoming more and more known through that, and then Dark Relm getting the Illusion show out there further and other projects that I've got coming up. So, I'm very grateful for all of that, and I love sharing all this with everyone. But you gather, I'm an odd dude and do some weird stuff. So I love eccentric people, and I get eccentric people that kind of follow what I do, and I love that. So, yeah. I guess you could say it's a bit of a cult following.
Yeah, well, that'd be interesting. Question that somebody sent me over here: do you dress like in